exciting year. I was just talking to Gary about how Notre Dame, there's so many parallels to the 1977 championship team, and the fact that both of these teams lost to an unranked team in game 2. And Bob Golick told me in my interview with him that if you're going to lose early. And then you just keep building your team, and they're there, and they're ranked 5th.
And many,
going into this weekend.
Many of the same opponents in 77 as this year. So in 77, we started out and we beat Pitt, who was ranked number 10, just like Texas A&M.
And they just won the national championship the year before that year.
And then we lost to Mississippi, which was not a good team at the time. They were unranked.
Ole Miss,
finished under 500. And then we came back and played Purdue and won big. Okay.
Because
we also played Army that year. But in 77, the big difference was change quarterbacks. Rusty Lish came out. Joe Montana, third-string quarterback, went in against Purdue and ended up winning that game, and he stayed there the rest of the season. So, but the defense was always good in 77, just like this year. That was the key. They had to find an offense, and it's kind of like, you know, what they've done this year, sticking with Riley Leonard. Notre Dame has found an offense as they've gotten later in the season.
Wow. So. This is going to be fun to watch. Of course, the game tonight.
And all bets are off against USC. Because that series is so unpredictable. Like any rivalry, you know, Michigan, USC. We saw Mississippi State last night. You know, I mean, any Georgia Tech, anything can happen in these rivalry games. Let's take a look at a little bit of poetry, shall we? And first of all, I'll mention that I'm going to be down at South Bend Farmers Market here in just a little bit. From 11 this morning until 1, I'll be signing some books down there for Small Business Saturday. And I'll be there again on Sunday, December 8th from 10 until noon if you want to get your book signed for a loved one for a Christmas present. And of course, we'll have some there. If you don't already have one, you can do it. Or you can go to theweathercouldbeverse.com. Speaking of the Weather Could Be Verse, today's USC game will be in the 70s, which is great for the Trojan Band's act. They haven't done any new material since they played with Fleetwood Mac. They just play the same songs over and over and over. It's like, okay, we get it. You know, you got
you
Tusk.
managed to get a dig in at the band.
They play Conquest. They play Tusk. I mean, okay, you got 3 songs. All right. Anyway, and their uniforms, the band uniforms, are still the same. They wear the sunglasses. And okay, what the heck? All right. Get with the times, would you? We're in 2024. Here you go. And Fleetwood Mac was very good, by the way. And I did like the song Tusk. It is 15 degrees outside right now. It feels like 0. I'm saying 0. It feels like 0 out there with the southwest wind at 15 miles an hour. So, boy, you wish the USC guys were huddling on the sidelines at Notre Dame Stadium today, but not so. They're out in L.A. As we take a look at our live radar, we're going to zoom in here a little bit. You can see a lot of cloudiness, especially north of the state line. South of the state line, there's a few breaks. Now, you might pick up a few little snowflakes here and there. It's not amounting to much. It's not really coating the roads or anything. Do be careful, though, because with the snow that fell, there's some freeze and thaw going on. And so there are some slick spots, especially on the side roads, but you've got to watch out for that little patchy black ice, as we call it, out there. We're going to zoom out and we'll show you another system that's out here to our west. This, though, will zip down to the south of us like the last one did, down through Tennessee and Kentucky. So this wasn't really going to affect us very much, but this cold air is definitely sticking around. Arctic air coming right down off the pole, and that's why it's so much colder than it would normally be for this time of year. And now we're going to take a little 2,000-mile journey out to Los Angeles. There you can see L.A. They do have some clouds streaming in off the Pacific, a light southwest breeze today with just a few clouds, but temperatures will be in the 70s during the game today between Notre Dame and USC. 3:30 our time, Eastern time, for that game. You can see how much below normal we are. The deep blues and purples indicate where the coldest temperatures are today, tomorrow, into Monday. It looks like this warm air is going to try to move back in, but it's really not, because as we go forward into Wednesday and Thursday, we get another push of colder air. So we are going to stay in that cold air regime over the next several days. The good news is we'll probably get back above freezing by Wednesday and Thursday, but not to near normal. Notre Dame and USC at kickoff today, again, 3:30 our time, Eastern time, 72 degrees, mostly cloudy out there in LA with a light southwest breeze. It shouldn't affect much at the game. As we take a look at some of the other big ones going on, the old Oaken Bucket up for grabs today down in Bloomington. The 10th ranked Indiana Hoosiers with only 1 loss taking on Purdue. Temperatures sub-freezing, cold down there, cloudy skies, and then Michigan and some team from Columbus, Ohio. It wears red and gray or something. Anyway, number 2, Ohio State, only 1 loss on their schedule as well, and you'll see cloudy skies in Columbus. Temperatures again slightly below freezing throughout that game. Future Track, we're going to take a look at these streaming clouds coming in off of Lake Michigan. You notice how sunny it is over on the Wisconsin side and clouds across the entire state of Michigan. And some of these, yes, will stream down toward Columbus. Remember, we mentioned that it'll be kind of most partly cloudy down there. And actually, those clouds are not really the result of lake effect, more that system that's working its way through the southern states there. You can see in our 10-day forecast that there's not much relief from these first alert weather days today and tomorrow. Highs below freezing today, tomorrow, even on Monday, and maybe by Tuesday we'll get up to near freezing, but even Wednesday and Thursday with highs of about 38, that's still well below the normal high of 41 degrees for this time of year around